close mainline, or high speed 2 as they like to call it. Or for those of you who are in a real hurry, HS2. Once, a long time ago, when governments were bending to pressure about not expanding Heathrow Airport, an alternative train line which would link the prosperous south, London, with the not-so-prosperous Midlands, Birmingham, and the seriously impoverished north, Manchester and Leeds, was to be considered. This wonderful venture was estimated to cost as little as £30 billion and would reduce the need for air travel, car travel, decrease journey times, increase capacity for commuters, and who knows, maybe even bring down the price of a train ticket. It would also have the added bonus of being super environmentally friendly, which would help to pacify all those bloody hippies that kept complaining about the imminent death of the planet and all the life that was on it. Champion idea, you might have thought. All hail the Super Express train line, saviour to us all. Problem is that it didn't really turn out to be what they said it would be at all. Turn up, lay down and dig in. We're gonna be here a while. Stand up, lay down and dig in. Give the cameras a smile. Holding up underneath the station. It's not a job, it's an occupation. Stand up and lay down and dig in. We're gonna be here a while. Well, things have moved on a lot since those heady days of world-beating technological advances through the medium of rail, and the efficacy of such a solution has been called into question. Just the financial cost alone of HS2 has skyrocketed, with the latest official estimates put at around 88 billion, and the realistic cost said to be more like 106 billion. It would seem that there is a magic money tree after all. The first phase, linking London and Birmingham, was originally said to be up and running by 2026, but so far won't be ready until 2033, with the rest not being ready till at least 2040. For every £1 spent, we were promised a whopping £2.30 return, but this has shrunk to as little as 80p, with the vast majority of that money rolling down the tracks away from Birmingham and into London, and creating no real wealth at all for the towns of the northwest, let alone the towns of the northeast who really need it the most. With the emergence and proliferation of Wi-Fi and video conferences, reducing the need for people to commute or travel across the country at high speed, the money would be far better spent on new skills training and job creation in local economies. I mean, if you had £50 billion to spend in your region, would you spend it on HS2? Stand up, lay down and dig in. We're gonna be here a while. Stand up, lay down and dig in. We're gonna do it in style. Spending time in the very treetops. If not the train, this is where the buck stops. Stand up and lay down and dig in. We're gonna be here a while. So then, of course, we have the small matter of the climate and ecological emergency that we find ourselves in. To avoid the total and utter collapse of civilization as we know it, we have at the very most 20 years to bring our carbon emissions down to zero, and in fact push them into the negative state. HS2 will only reduce air travel by a maximum of 1% and car travel by 4% at most. It'll be a massive carbon contributor over the next 10 years of development, and then will not become carbon neutral for at least 120 years, if at all. At a time when we need a huge shift into rebuilding our biodiversity, this plan will endanger rare species and destroy over 350 wildlife sites, including 2 wetland sites, 3 special conservation areas, 21 designated nature reserves, 33 SSSI sites, and at least 108 ancient woodlands. These ancient woodlands are defined by the government as irreplaceable habitat, and yet at the same time HS2 Limited say that they will replace them by planting 7 million new trees. To quote Will Self, don't be all NIMBY about it, HS2 is a crap idea wherever you live. Stand up, lay down and dig in. We're gonna be here a while. Stand up, lay down and dig in. Give the cameras a smile. This is the time for preservation. Thinking of future generations. Stand up and lay down and dig in. We're gonna be here a while. Stand up and lay down and dig in. up or lay down.